Is your heart pounding, Canucks fans? Are you on the edge of your seat, practically buzzing with anticipation? Because if the whispers from an NHL insider are true, the Vancouver Canucks might just be on the verge of landing a dynamic young star who could ignite their playoff hopes. Get ready for a bombshell, because this could be the move that reshapes everything. The Vancouver Canucks are desperate to claw their way back into the playoff picture next season, and a massive piece of that puzzle might be found in the most unexpected of places, Minnesota. According to a tantalizing report from Michael Russo of The Athletic, the Canucks have their sights set on Marco Rossi, the incredibly talented 23-year-old center from the Minnesota Wild. Rossi is fresh off a breakout 60-point campaign, bagging 24 goals and adding 36 assists in his second full NHL season. This kid isn't just good, he's blossoming into a legitimate offensive force. But here's the kicker, the head-scratcher, the truly baffling part of this whole equation. Despite his undeniable progress and offensive prowess, Rossi's future in Minnesota is shrouded in uncertainty. It seems he's fallen out of favor with both head coach John Hynes and general manager Bill Guerin. Can you believe it? A 23-year-old coming off a 60-point season, and his team is reportedly looking to move him. Russo, a highly respected voice in the hockey world, didn't just drop a hint. He went further. On Sportsnet 650, he flat-out stated that he expects Rossi to be traded by the end of the month. And guess who's at the top of the list of interested teams? You guessed it. The Canucks are one of the teams interested in Wild centerman Marco Rossi, Russo confirmed. This isn't just speculation. This is coming from a source with deep connections. The very idea of Rossi, a restricted free agent, being available is enough to send ripples of excitement to the Canucks faithful. Imagine adding a center with his offensive upside, his playmaking ability, and his potential to grow into a true top-six pivot. The thought alone is exhilarating. So, what would it take to land a talent like Rossi? AFP Analytics is projecting that Rossi could sign either a 2-year deal worth $4.5 million annually, or a more long-term commitment of 7 years at $7.39 million per year. These are significant numbers, no doubt, but for a player with Rossi's potential, they could prove to be absolute bargains down the line. And here's where the plot thickens, where the pieces of his potential blockbuster begin to click into place. A potential trade for Rossi would be significantly facilitated by the existing relationship between Wild GM Bill Guerin and Canucks president of hockey operations Jim Rutherford. These two worked side by side in Pittsburgh for 5 years, building a strong rapport and a track record of success. That kind of familiarity and trust can be invaluable when negotiating a high-stakes trade. It smooths the path, cuts through the red tape, and makes complex deals far more achievable. The groundwork for a deal might already be laid, just waiting for the right moment. But why would the Wild be willing to part with a player of Rossi's caliber, especially after a career-best season? The answer, surprisingly, lies in the playoffs. Last spring, Rossi tallied 3 points, 2 goals, 1 assist, in 6 playoff games, which on the surface seems decent. However, a deeper dive into his usage reveals the underlying tension. He was relegated to the 4th line, and his ice time was drastically slashed, plummeting from an average of 18-15 in the regular season to a meager 11-08 in the playoffs. In fact, he didn't play more than 12-10 in any single playoff game. This is the kind of situation that breeds discontent. A young player with undeniable talent, performing at a high level in the regular season, suddenly finding himself marginalized when the stakes are highest. It suggests a disconnect, a lack of trust from the coaching staff, or perhaps a philosophical difference in how his game fits into their system. Whatever the reason, it creates an opportunity, a window, for a team like the Canucks to swoop in and capitalize on another team's internal struggles. If the Canucks were to acquire Marco Rossi, what exactly would they be getting? They'd be adding a versatile center with a high hockey IQ, excellent puck skills, and a knack for finding the back of the net. He's a player who can contribute on the power play, drive offensive possession, and provide a much-needed injection of youth and skill to the Canucks forward group. Imagine a Canucks lineup with Rossi as a dynamic offensive force. He could slot into the second-line center role, providing crucial depth behind Elias Pettersson, or even play on the wing if needed. His presence would add another layer of offensive punch, taking some pressure off the team's established stars and giving the Canucks more options for their top 2 lines. This isn't just about adding a player. It's about adding a type of player, young, skilled, and with a high ceiling, that the Canucks desperately need to take the next step. The next few weeks promise to be incredibly interesting for Canucks fans and the organization. The trade market is heating up, and the whispers around Marco Rossi and the Canucks are growing louder. Could this be the big splash Jim Rutherford and Patrick Allvin have been waiting for? Could Rossi be the missing piece that propels the Canucks back into legitimate contention? The potential is undeniable, and the stakes are high. This isn't just another trade rumor. It's a legitimate opportunity to acquire a young, blossoming star who could change the trajectory of the Canucks' future. Keep your eyes peeled, hockey fans, because something big might be brewing in Vancouver. What are your thoughts on Marco Rossi potentially joining the Canucks? Do you think he's a missing piece? Let us know in a comment below. And if you're as excited as we are, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for all the latest Canucks news and analysis.